The docking bay of Station Helios buzzed with the usual chaos of interstellar commerce. Destiny, dressed in worn mechanics coveralls that hid her true identity, stood beside her deliberately sabotaged royal yacht, watching yet another suitor approach. This was the 47th test, and she had long since lost hope. The Zephyrian ambassador had demanded payment up front. The Krillian noble had laughed at the notion of manual labor. The human diplomat had tried to negotiate exclusive trade rights before even looking at the engine. All of them had known, or suspected, who she really was. All of them had failed. But this human was different. Antonio wiped grease from his hands as he approached, his tool belt jingling with the honest weight of a working man's instruments. His dark hair was disheveled, his jumpsuit bore the scars of 1,000 repairs, and his eyes held that peculiar spark that destiny had learned to recognize in humanity's best engineers. The joy of solving an impossible problem. "Heard you've got engine trouble," Antonio said, his accent carrying the rough edges of Earth's outer colonies. "Mind if I take a look?" Destiny gestured toward the open access panel, curious despite herself. "The plasma coils are destabilized. 3 mechanics have already declared it unfixable without a full replacement." Antonio crouched beside the yacht, pulling out a scanning device that looked decades old but impeccably maintained. His brow furrowed as he studied the readouts. "Unfixable? Nah. Complicated? Sure, but not impossible." He glanced up at her with a crooked smile. "Nothing's really impossible. Just takes the right approach." For the next 4 hours, Destiny watched in growing fascination as Antonio worked. He didn't just repair her ship, he understood it. His hands moved with the confidence of someone who had spent years coaxing life from dying systems, finding elegant solutions where others saw only obstacles. "You're using a Centauri-class fusion drive with Terran modifications," he muttered, half to himself. "Smart design. Whoever built this knew what they were doing. The problem isn't the coils, it's the magnetic containment field. Someone installed the wrong frequency resonator. Can you fix it?" "Already am." Antonio's grin widened as he bypassed 3 supposedly critical systems, rerouted power through an auxiliary line, and recalibrated the containment field using nothing but a multi-tool and what appeared to be a piece of bent wire. "There. Give her a test fire." Destiny activated the engines. The yacht hummed to life with a purr of perfect efficiency, better than it had run in months, even before she'd deliberately sabotaged it. "That's incredible," she breathed. "How much do I owe you?" Antonio stood, wiping his hands on a rag that somehow made them dirtier. "Oh me? Nothing. Happy to help." He began packing his tools, whistling an old Earth tune. Destiny blinked. "Nothing? But you spent hours. Look, you seem stranded." "I know what that's like." Antonio's expression softened with memory. 6 years ago, my colony ship broke down in the outer reaches. We were dead in space, supplies running low. An Andromedan freighter captain stopped, fixed our ship, and refused payment. Said that's what decent beings do for each other. He shrugged. "I figure I'm just paying it forward." Something inside Destiny's chest tightened, a feeling she hadn't experienced in all her years of carefully orchestrated tests. That's unusual. Most people expect compensation. Most people haven't drifted in the black wondering if they'll ever see home again. Antonio hefted his tool bag. "Besides, you look like you've had a rough day. Sometimes a little kindness goes further than credits." He turned to leave, and Destiny felt panic flutter through her carefully maintained composure. 47 suitors, and not one had come close to what this simple mechanic had just done without even knowing who she was. "Wait," she called out. "What's your name?" "Antonio Reyes." "And yours?" "Destiny," she said, then took a breath and let her royal bearing finally show. "Queen Destiny Alarion of the Helios Sovereignty." Antonio's eyes widened as recognition dawned. The royal yacht. The test that half the station had been whispering about. The queen searching for a consort who would value service over status. "Oh," he said quietly. "Oh damn. For the past 3 months, I've been testing potential husbands," Destiny explained, stepping closer. "Presenting myself as a stranded traveler, seeing who would help without expectation of reward or recognition. 47 have failed. You're the first who." She paused, searching for words. "The first who just saw someone who needed help." Antonio ran a hand through his hair, looking thoroughly overwhelmed. "I didn't. I mean, I'm just a mechanic. I fix things. I'm not exactly royal consort material. You fixed my ship for free, not knowing I was testing you. You did it because it was right. Destiny smiled, and for the first time in months, it was genuine. That's exactly the quality I've been searching for. Humanity has a saying, doesn't it? Actions speak louder than words. Yeah, but I'm not asking you to marry me tomorrow, Antonio. Destiny's laugh was surprisingly light. But I would like to buy you dinner. A proper thank you. And perhaps we could talk. Antonio looked at his grease-stained hands, then at the queen of the Helios sovereignty standing before him in borrowed coveralls, and something in his expression shifted. Not the calculating ambition she'd seen in so many others, but honest wonder mixed with that same crooked smile. Dinner sounds good, he said, but I'm paying. You already said the repair was free. Destiny laughed, really laughed, for the first time in months. You just fixed a queen's ship for free, and now you want to buy her dinner? Well, Antonio said, shouldering his tool bag with renewed confidence. Someone once told me that's what decent beings do for each other. Besides, his eyes twinkled. I know this great noodle place on level 7. Best in the station. Very romantic, if you don't mind sitting on crates. As they walked together through the bustling docking bay, Destiny realized that sometimes the greatest tests were the ones that looked like simple acts of kindness. And sometimes, the best answers came from those who never knew they were being asked a question. Humanity, she thought warmly, had a peculiar gift for finding solutions in the most unexpected ways.